Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the News Behind the News of African Tab on Mix 94.7 FM, and thank you for joining me on today's program. This afternoon, you're definitely going to be hit with pure Irie vibes. I have here with me none other than one of our local legends, a well-known individual who has also put St. Martin on the map through his being, just his being, which, if you Google his name, you will see various pictures all over, as well as his establishment, Ital Shack. And if you hear the word Ital, then you know for sure that I am joined here with Mr. Raz Bushman. Raz, how you doing? And thank you for being here, man.
Cha, Rastafari Selassie, you always hail the King of Kings, Lords of Lords, and Tribe of Judah. We give thanks and praise for the energy that bring us together, A long time we didn't come in a congregation like this to see what the Spirit give us to share it with one another and the people, I mean, I honor, give thanks.
For sure. And indeed, because I remember the first time that I officially met you was years ago at this forum where you was a speaker along with Dr. Ruth Douglas. I think at the time she was a member of Parliament. It's probably around 2013. Yeah. And it was a held discussion, which I think was amazing, really good. I still remember it. And then following when I had opportunity to sit down and interview you, years back. So, along with several other people who I did before, it's good to be able to do it in a professional capacity,
Yes.
And so, my first question, then I'll start off with you a little different note, which is, what do you enjoy most about what you do?
The only thing I can enjoy is life. And everything I do is life. Because without life, I can't be doing nothing. And that's the problem we're having with people. People looking for enjoyment in different other things. You understand? In vanity, material thing, in substance. But the only way for you to have joy is life. Give thanks in the morning, give thanks for life. Even things ain't go the way you want it or the way you want it to be. But be joyful and give thanks and praise, yeah?
Gotcha. I could definitely co-sign to that because, like you said, what you do is life as well.
Yes.
That way, so you're always in the moment appreciating,
you
whatever you engage with.
And praise. Every breath we take, we have to give thanks and praise to the Creator. No? They're giving so much different name to distract us, but we know it's one God for us all.
So, with that, then, I do know that while you have St. Martin roots, you were a youth,
sure.
You grew up in Curacao.
Yeah.
So I'd like to take a step back in the sense of if you can share, what was it like growing up in Curacao at the time? What are some of the things you enjoyed, back when you were younger?
Okay, my grandparents from here, my father from here, you understand? But my father go to Curacao and make his family. Yeah, that's how they call me Roland Joe, who turned out there, everybody is Ras Bushman.
So your mom is from where?
My mom from Curacao.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. Being young coming up is made different now because I used to see life different. Like since when I started see Rastafari, I just raised up a small rebel youth, yeah? I said when I see they use them getting on certain ways, I try to overuse them because they're in the process of evolving. And when you evolve, people that want to see you one way can never oversee you. Because they say, yes, you have to program. What they can a program of free spirit? They mean, raise up, do a lot of things, that maybe for the world, was nice. And then 1978, I had a big car accident in Bandabo. And that, I think, is where the Spirit visited me. And I just hear Rastafari. And then I start growing my locks, Stop using coke, stop using alcohol, because there was a party that time. Lime and girls, cocaine,
drugs.
Alcohol, and I mean, young boy, it's just, you think that is life. But then I just see a revival and, return to where everything started, to nature, to the ground. And people thought it was crazy, yeah? And, they thought it was go live in the ghetto, go live in caves. In the bush, young youth, man, just...
And how long you lived like that?
I lived for months.
Was there a community, or was it you a lone ranger?
First, we went to live Rasta Club. Rasta Club was, those who know maybe in Meisenberg, going in Suvistango in Meisenberg. It's an old barrack that, nobody using it, and we just come and take it over.
Okay.
You understand? But then, their self is where police throw a big raid, and 1982, I remember, and, we go down, you understand? Because there's a lot of things. Everybody used to live with a thief, murderer, everything, and it's a survival.
It was an outlaw zone.
It's an outlaw zone for them.
Okay.
You understand? Because it's just we all was that time victim of the system. It's more you grow, you over the life now. Now if you see a lot of people out there, you're just victim of the system. They want you to be a certain way. But once you're a rebel spirit, once you're questioning them, once you living different, you turn a target. You see, this first Rastafarian, I know that, hey, it's not just growing the dreadlock, but it's your behavior, how you conduct yourself, the love you share. Because a wicked person don't like you to show love. You understand? They don't want you to smile. I mean, they do everything to stifle you. But you still got to continue going because, it's not for them you live in. It's for the life that you have. And you got to be grateful, yeah? Yeah.
Gotcha. So, with that, what I guess after going through that experience, did you come to St. Martin right after, or did you still stay?
Yes, 1985. I come to St. Martin the 3rd of June, 1985. Yeah, I remember coming to St. Martin young, yeah.
Oh, was it your first time, or did you used to travel back and forth?
Okay, because my parents were here most school vacation.
Okay.
We come in St. Martin with family, I mean, I know St. Martin, yes. And, then when I come now, I say, well, my grandfather was alive still. I come to stay with my grandfather. And then, you see life in a whole different perspective. You come in Curacao, we live different, a different culture. Then when you come to live here, when I reach here, the whole bush road, when you see living there, on top that goes straight was Haitian shacks. Full of Haitians. My grandfather used to rent them a room for a month, $25, $30, you understand? Yeah, making small change, you understand? I mean, I see the poverty on St. Martin, I see the pain. I see when sometimes the people have to sleep in the hills because immigration ain't come anytime. You understand?
In the raids, yeah.
When I started, because when I started, I come, I always most time go in the hill, like to meditate in the hill. And you find them sleeping, so in case, people, I see the suffering, I see the pain, and one by one, I see them disappear. And when you go see all of them take a chance and go back door and try to reach America, then after months, then you hear, oh, that one gone, till the place turn empty.
Yeah, which is now you just have the hill itself back.
Yes. I mean, it's a whole different thing, whole different concept. But you see what people went through just to survive, not just to stay alive. Yes, I mean, we have to really be grateful, to be privileged, because a lot of you are not privileged. We have to be privileged what we can do, and stop envying, jealous one another, but try to exalt one another, strengthen one another, bless one another. Yes,
gotcha, indeed. So, what I'm curious as well in your take on what stood out to you about St. Martin as well, given the difference between life in Curacao and then when you start to make your home.
Okay. In that time, now for we now, young youth man, that time used to be most the cocaine time in Curacao, young boy, you got a weed, but it's more the cocaine, the crack, the bazooka, the type of things, man. People start now, it's time to, most of them was going Holland. Most of my brethren, my age, we go in Holland. They go in Holland because they can bring it up here. They used to be easy to bring it up and this and that. But I never thought to go Holland. I was a Rastafarian already. The Spirit called me already to stay.
In the Caribbean?
Yeah, and then I said, no, let me go. My grandfather always tell me, I got land if I want to plan this, that. Let me come by him, and then that shift me to come to St. Martin. And it was a good choice because both of my brethren and sisters in them who went Holland, the end result is more sad now because they went and they continue in the same environment. And, you go down,
Yeah, it's because it was on a fiery road. So
the environment.
You end up burning, basically.
You have to get out of it. You got to get out of it. That's why we have to teach you use them now. It's a lot of environment is toxic. If you stay in it, you got to pay for it.
Yeah. And one of the things I realized, Bushman, is you definitely credit your grandfather a lot. I would say maybe he even mentored you and stuff. So can you share, like, tell us a bit more about your grandfather? What did you? What were some stories that maybe he told you?
My
Like,
grandfather.
what type of man was he?
My grandfather was a Garveyite.
What was his name again?
Jean Sebastian Joe.
Okay.
Yeah, because Jean Sebastian Joe born Marie Hill, Concordia, you know? Yeah, Bush Road here belongs to my grandmother.
Okay.
The Silda Casilda Hutch.
Okay, she's
It's
a
all
Hutch,
different,
okay.
I mean.
Okay.
But yeah, my grandfather, man, yeah, the man them show me about Marcus Garvey. Teach me a lot about Garvey. I was in San Domingo, my Korea, and the man I know the vision, and the man was just some bad man. The man, yeah, my grandfather was easy. Even when he was so old, he go on the road, the man got a knife in his side now. Don't mess with him, know what I mean? I learned a lot from him, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just things that help guide you. Yeah. Like I remember oneself, they have a big police raid in the yard for Haitian and for immigration. And they had some weed now. And the officer, Monsanto at that time, Monsanto said, hey, we're going with him. My grandfather stand here and say, hey, you can go with my grandson, you know. I mean, you feel strong, huh? Have somebody have your back.
Yeah, somebody have, yeah.
Yeah, as a Rastafarian.
Yeah.
A young Rasta man. I mean, that time he was, you know, once they say Rasta, they used to hate
Public
us a lot.
enemy number
yeah,
one,
yeah. The black heart man, yeah.
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 But then, okay, so in addition to that, was he also into agriculture as well?
The whole family was agriculture. St. Martin is agriculture. It's now they're destroying it. And to me to tell you, a few days ago I was meditate, I was privileged to be once right on the border before we see agriculture die on St. Martin. Because I remember in the 80s, 90s, so we used to plant a lot of food. I used to carry big bags from Marie Hill. I used to plant, I need no irrigation system because rain used to fall. I used to have no problem with no African snail, no monkey, no iguana because they didn't exist.
Yeah.
It's only thing you got to see is October, November, the caterpillars.
Yeah.
That is the seasonal, yeah. But yes, and we plant food. We plant food, my brother. Yeah, now any farmers got a lot of obstacle for them to produce. You know, I still farming, but it's getting harder now.
Yeah.
But in the we used to have a good time, my brother. You used to go in the hill, pick avocado, big mangoes. Now you can go. You got
No, but
nothing in
hills
the
up.
hills.
Yeah. I mean, if you're lucky, you get a cherry
You
tree.
got nothing. If you got cherry, anything, the monkey don't reach it for you.
Yeah.
If the guano eat the flowers, the monkey finish it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, things get hard for we now to be strong as a nation and try to revitalize agriculture again. Because they're playing joke with agriculture up here.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk agriculture, but they ain't ready. That's why I give support 100% to the street, the one who really want to do it on the right way, like our root garden. Our root garden that Joe them make me remember when I was the age. Because, you know, that time tomato used to bloom and we used to produce. You understand? And they, through all the obstacles now in the difficult time, they still
Pushing.
yes. And without help from government. Because government is the one who have to be encourage us to produce food for ourselves.
Well, but in certain industries, government have an absolute responsibility. Agriculture is one because it's a matter also of national security. It is a national issue, a security issue when you can't feed your people. And right now you're seeing these proclamations of recession and pending food shortages and famine. And you ask yourself, okay, food security for St. Martin, what investment, what moves are we making? You have, for example, the World Bank, whatever, administering the Dutch funds and whatnot. And during the pandemic, it was the height of conversation come from government. But then afterwards, the country opened back up. Then it's like, well, we'll come back to it when we feel like.
You know how much time, all the years that my family up here when government, I do a lot of work to see agriculture revive. Not now that people say about like nothing. Things been doing all the time. We try to encourage the government all the time to make things happen. You know, I mean, we warn them. I used to plant Amelia Wilson before they start fighting for land. Because I know the only piece of land that I have is a 6 feet under the ground.
And at that time, sorry to cut you off there. Was he still producing as well in his old age or not? Emilio,
No.
were you working with him?
No, I work with I used the property. He was alive, and he gave us the back piece. And in front there was Oswaldo Richardson was in front, and we was. I used to bring school children, access children, afternoon all buses. They go and show them how to farm, a lot of things, you know, things that have been done.
Yeah.
Dwight Barron have some documentaries about that.
Profiles of the Windward Islands.
I mean, we do work. It's nothing new. But it's still no more difficult because we take it for granted, and now all type of insect, all type of animals come. I mean, what are we going to do? We have to start do some target practice on the monkey there, man.
Yeah, this is a personal opinion, but I think it's fair to do open season on the monkeys and allow people to go hunting. Yeah. Even if you do it for a season, go hunting and kill as much monkeys as necessary.
And they got people eating meat. They can eat them.
Yeah, sell it.
You can meat it, and if you can take the skin and you can make anything with it, you know, anything cultural with it, and you can remember, no, the same animal who was to come destroy your farm. Now you can get mercy. You understand? I mean, it's because Jah gave us dominion still. But if we don't take it for granted, I remember, I can tell people, St. Martin, you have everything. Yes, in the 80s, you know, it's after Louis, things are going down and so on. But everything we used to have. And now we see people fighting about agriculture. And that's the thing we got to stop to here. It's too much competition. Everything you do, somebody thinks can do it better than you. And then it just brings a confusion. You understand? Respect each other, blessing.
Yeah, understand.
You understand? And this is the level we have to reach now as man and woman now, because every time you try to do something, just like at Ital Shack. When we started Ital Shack, it was like, you know, a taboo.
What year was that? How many years you have it now?
Ital Shack was established under the Kinip tree in 1998.
Wow, 1998.
In 1999, Anthony Bourdain. Right?
Yeah, the famous traveling...
and with Bulldog from Laser 101, Bill, bringing by me. Yeah, under the tree, and that was like a blessing.
Yeah, and I just want to add a real interjection there because the last time we met, the video is actually on YouTube. It's still on YouTube since from far back as 19, which is, and as I mentioned in the beginning, promotion for the island because when let me see right here, if I go to TripAdvisor. And hold on, the computer moving so but when I go to TripAdvisor and type in Ital or Bushman, you see the dozens of reviews.
The blessing there, I mean. And you see, I'm not a politician. I mean, I do anything unless behind the scene. I travel in, I meet a lot of people, but, you know, I just keeping it because I always believe to be humble. Huh? But work being done behind the scene, St. Martin people don't got the energy that every time you see you doing something, they know they try to break you down more than to try to help you make it happen. The more you live between them, more you learn them, you try to avoid certain obstacle in your way, no? Then you make your circle more smaller and you wise up, you know. But if we really focus of the unification of one another blessing, you know, one another's strength and respect it, we can reach far. We ain't got no time to compete and run no race now. We ain't got no time for no race now. We got time to learn from each other.
Specifically that rat race.
You got to learn from each other. Because look, my generation, your generation, different generation. What can I do? Learn from you. Because you see things in a different perspective.
And me from you.
And and you understand, I give you my experience.
Correct.
Because I reach experience now.
And that's what makes you wiser.
Yeah, and you use them still searching. That means when you share the two together, then you know what's keeping our black race down, my brother? Where is the grandparents? Where is in the homes? We well-educated, well financial good, everybody. They educated you. Parents work hard, send you to school to get a good education. You get your education, you come, you build your big house, you build your mansion, and you take them after and put them in a home. And then after maybe, because sometimes you're so busy you forget of the birthday. It's Christmas you want to come do. Gather people and grieving.
Because what you're sharing is you know, basically that key in the maintaining of tradition, culture, and heritage.
The family.
But there you go, because if you cut off any link, that is so much information, that is so much, just that connection, your root,
Yeah,
basically,
but
that
that's
is
why-
being
that's why
divided from.
I have to start again.
Yeah.
You have to start again.
Yeah.
Everybody has to start on their own.
Yeah. Whereas it needs to be maintained,
Well,
that
yes,
it can flow.
look at the Chinese them doing it, the Indians doing it, the Europeans doing it. They're all passing. They got a legacy.
Yeah, yeah.
What are we having?
Because that in itself was a reason why slave drivers and stuff was intentional about separating families, because they wanted to reduce your power. There's the biggest threat to the systems of this, because there's a strong family values, a strong family. Because I want to go back briefly to your grandfather, because one thing you mentioned too, I think is very important. Historical fact for the listeners is, you had a period where many St. Martiners went to Santo Domingo to work.
Sure.
But under Trujillo, in his racist campaign, a lot of them had to flee, maybe come back to St. Martin or go to Aruba, whatever.
Yeah, because once my grandfather told me, most of them, St. Martin had to flee from San Domingo.
Yeah.
Because once they had a festivity somewhere, and some of the Spanish man they mess with one St. Martin. If you mess with one St. Martin, you mess with all. And the man them had a big fight. For the other day, they had to be on the ship or ready to ship out, because, they want to die out in San Domingo. Check it. But, yeah, they used to be well united, yeah?
Yeah, because and you still had that St. Martin community or village in San Domingo. I forget the name of it.
Yeah.
So I have to make a note to get the name
San
of
Pedro
that.
Macori used to be one.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, I mean, that's where all the Gavi teaching come up to. But that to show you how the liberty was. Yeah. The family.
Yeah. Was it, because I know then, especially a lot of those men and women who, received the teachings of Marcus Garvey and stuff. Even in St. Martin, there was a creation of the Phillipsburg Mutual Improvement Association, the PMIA.
Yeah, PMIA.
Where you had like what's his name, L.B. Scott.
All that so forth. My grandfather was involved. All them there, the man them there was. They bring the consciousness. To the people.
Because they realize the need that the St. Martin, besides being a peaceful traditional town or country and nation, but there was the opportunity and the need to uplift people, out of poverty, out of
St. Martin has a blessed spirit from the Qualichi, from Soliga, that blessing is there. The blessing there, you cannot compare the blessing. Even it's not about the size of the island; it's the size of the spirit. You understand? And it's a powerful spirit, this small island God. That's why everybody attracted to it. That's everybody in bigger countries coming with rivers and mountains, still coming this small piece of rock and appreciate it and make it their home.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because they have a unique spirit. They have a blessed spirit, But a while ago, you was talk about the African before we move. We're in the 21st century. I tire hear people talk about slavery and African. What are we doing? We all know that. But we still continue with the same slave mentality. We still continue persecuting each other. We don't unite. I mean, what? Don't stop talking about that. Change your ways. Let me show that we are African, those at home and those abroad, Marcus Garvey teach us. You understand? What are we doing? I mean, if I see your young youth man determined like what you're doing right now, I can do nothing but to try to encourage you. You understand? Because maybe 10, 20 years from now, I can say, yes, man, I give thanks the youth man have my blessing. But if I try to break it down now, what going to do? Rejoice when I see on the roadside or killing people or murdering people? I mean, we have to start to be more conscious because we're creating criminals in St. Martin. Those who have the position to help and refuse not to.
Yeah. I appreciate how you put that together because, that goes in line with that conversation on nature versus nurture, where, environments do affect, the outcome of a child, So if we don't tackle those social ills and conditions, we are basically complicit in definitely creating criminals.
Yeah, but we're doing it already for years. It's not now.
Yeah.
I come to Martin and see how they bring up a lot of youths them that I know, they get themselves unnecessarily in situations, Yeah, and their parents is not so known in the in the system that they were gonna get away. They got the one who got to be victims. You understand me? Now, what are we doing to help them? You understand? We see a lot of people now, we having problem with mental health. A lot of youths, them, because they're smoking their weed, they say it's low, other thing full of chemical there. All the thing we have to teach them about. Especially with herbal awareness, we always edify people, It's not what you're doing, it's how you're doing it. But you don't fight creation, you don't fight nature. You understand me? And children don't have to smoke. We have to teach them that from home. But if we have broken homes, what's going to happen? If a mother got to work 2-3 jobs, so no father there, because we man already know. Some we man just want peace of mind. Once the woman start harassing and this and that, we gone. Go by another one, and then no, this is what they make us. They make us like breeders. We just can't breed, but we cannot maintain. You understand? And I mean, that is what we're doing. Who's going to be the victims? The youths.
The child.
They're the innocent.
And then in turn, the society, the country.
And then now, if the mother not got to be on a hustle, you understand? They're alone home with all this thing, them and certain friends, and then things happen. They got molested. You understand? You understand? They got raped. They go on drugs. They go on alcohol. All type of things. You have to face reality, my brother. This is what we try to hide, but this is our downfall. That's why we as Rastafari, we always come and edify the people. Hey, we want the family structure again. A man, yes, you can have 2-3 wives, because polygamy exists before we even know about Christianity. You understand? Christianity comes to divide us. You understand? Do like we disrespecting woman, while we know woman was there from creation. Without woman, we wouldn't be here. Then we got to give them the honor and respect. You understand? But they want to always now put us, divide us so they can conquer us. And we have to come to our conscience again, especially in the 21st century, and know that, hey, is we educated enough. Look much educated people in different places. You hear about sexual harassment. You send your wife to go work, so the boss wants to harass her. You understand? This time it's not the boss, even man. A woman going to harass your wife. You understand? Things change now.
It's a matter of perversion and yeah. And
if you don't compromise, it's gonna be now like a manipulation on them. Yeah. Try to destroy them.
Because the ideal thing about even religion, when you look at religion, and like what you're explaining is abuse of control. Where it's this. Very hard on well, probably wrong word, but a very strict mode to just control and dictate how people should live and how people should think. But at the end of the day, you have that freedom of choice.
Yeah, but it's good to go there, because when I was in my teens, I was an altar boy. You was there? I was an altar boy. I was in the church where the priest then serve and do all their things. I know that it's something was just guiding me through. Like I was, you know what I mean? I know that. Before I turned bad boy and think, maybe it's that way self-possessed me to turn how I used to be. Understand? But I just show you. Because if you don't got the real spirituality, because we're spiritual people, we're not religious people. Religion they use so you can divide us and put us against each other. You understand me? Because if you say it's one God for us all and love cover all, why must we live in confusion with each other? You understand? And then I think when I go to the church, sit in the front row and clap and jump up and down, I will get saved. They want to come tell you about you're safe once you accept Jesus. You're safe when you get conscious of life. When you get conscious of life and face life in reality, then is when you're safe. Because we live in a world, there ain't no safeness in this. There's no divine force can save you, then you save yourself. Being conscious, know what is right. Know you have a soul. Protect your soul. You understand me? But if they can help you believe in an illusion, they controlling you already.
Yeah.
And they have you in the fear. And then you're in doubt.
Yeah. It's really a matter of perspective in a sense, because you did say one thing. Particularly when it comes to protecting your soul, because that's the enemy's job, to steal, kill, and destroy. But on that note, I'll say it's in part more so a matter of perspective, but the key thing is truth is truth no matter what.
The people like these things. That's why I give thanks that today, and today's a mystical day too, because it says a full moon too. That means the energy is strong. That means, my brother, we have to reason these type of things for people to think. Are people too much in the comfort zone? They relax. Yes, I got a good paycheck. I think it's good, good, good. But look around you, what's gonna happen? Check 5 years from now, 10 years from now.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the News Behind the News with Rafkin Tab on Mix 94.7 FM. I'm here having a quite interesting conversation with Mr. Raz Bushman. And I want to, like I said, Raz, and sorry for, I guess, a brief, I'm not, the abrupt break, but basically going back to what you were saying, especially considering, the realities of what's happening when you look at, indeed, overall, like globally, we recognize that there's, the capitalist system is one that thrives off of you being comfortable. Because when you're comfortable, you want more conveniences, because the idea is that you're not necessarily as active or conscious. So, when you lean more on your comfort zone, then it's to make you spend more, basically. But, when you look at things from a perspective of, for example, you see these changes in the economy, matters of like climate change and different stuff that are happening, it really kind of opens back up your eye to recognize that, when you look at a history, there's always been conflicts, there's always been global scares. And so part of it is to figure out, what is your position, your role while you're here, how you can give back, in that sense.
We have to, like the scripture tells us now, we have to go back to the beginning, to the Garden of Eden, where everything starts, like they say, you understand? Then we have to start planting food. They say always promote agriculture. And with the foundation of that, we got to start to have love. Because that is the problem that mess up everything. It's the hate that got in the world, got we destroying it. Yes, it's the hate, world powers fighting each other for nothing. You understand? Bring panic in the world, destroy people,
Fair.
Yeah, and they got to, and remember now, the enemy needs souls. They mean he's sacrificing souls. You got to watch out. There's a lot of rituals taking place. People don't believe in the things because they say Jesus will save them, but no, protect yourself. Yes, there are a lot of soul seekers out there.
Yeah. Well, Christ can save you.
Yeah, Christ will save. No, the teaching of Christ, not the name, the teaching. That's why he tell you the word. It's word, sound, and power. The word of Christ will protect you because he warning you. He tell you what to do and what to do for you to get away. But if you just think on that name and you don't humble to that word, it's a vain.
I see what you're saying. To live the world as the
Yeah,
scripture
because
says,
you say Jesus.
to be an epistle of the gospel, so that you live the word as Christ lived.
Because I cannot
God's
hate
word.
you. I can hate you and be in front of people calling Jesus and think things will be good for me. No, he said, tell you got to go clean yourself first, and that's the problem we're having now. People using the word. He said, don't call his name in vain. You understand? I mean, all these things is what we have to start practice. You understand? Because people just being hypocritical with him. You understand? The teaching of the Christ. That's why I travel. I went to the holy places. I go to the true Christianity, Ethiopia, to see for myself, my brother. And you see how the people are really fear Jah and love Jah and live for Jah. It's a 24-hour work. It's not it's just only Sunday or Saturday. No, it's 24-hour work. You understand? And we learn. That's why when you come home again, you're going to make your circle more smaller. People will say you separate yourself from the people, but too much disappointment. People just come around you most to bring more pain and confusion than to bring love and peace. Yeah? They mean, you try to avoid certain obstacles, and then they will say, hey, he changed. But it's only time they can change his money. Man don't change, man learn, man evolve.
That's a good point.
Yes, right. Sure.
But one thing, based on what you're saying too, I guess I would like to add actual experiences to it. Just for clarity's sake, in a sense of a lot of things you share, for example, relates to what has happened where as you can speak about it in terms of Rastafarians. I mean, we know regionally they've been persecuted, but even here in St. Martin, I think, which was a surprise, because if I'm not mistaken, Bob Marley, when he came to St. Martin, he wasn't well received.
Okay, yeah, the story I know about Marley, who my brother Chachman, Russ Chachman, he passed away a few years ago, tell me that he see him, and no taxi driver want to bring Bob Marley from the airport to Phillipsburg. Yeah, it's a local, we have a car drop, pick them up and bring them to town. I mean, the discrimination against Rastafarian was there just because you're different. But now look, most of them playing Bob Marley's song, emancipate yourself from mental slavery, but they don't emancipate themselves, but they're singing that song. You know what I'm saying? They're playing politics with it. I mean, Rasta, we just come to fulfill the revelation, brother. We come to change all things, to show our people them, hey, if you don't love yourself, you can love nobody. And we own people and not appreciate us. You see now, the Europeans, them growing dreadlocks and calling Rastafari. You understand? The Indians, Chinese, everybody calling Rastafari. And we black people, them still calling Jesus. You understand? In this time is the comforted time.
Well, I go to say, but remember, you still have that freedom, you know.
No, that is the confusion, because still you want to come say maybe a Muslim is a problem, a atheist is a problem. No, let me face reality. Because people all over the world, they looking. And another thing, you got to watch the Europeans, them, everything that we come with as black people, that is good, they take it from us and give us what they want. Leave us in an illusion. They mean, if Rastafari come in this time, you understand? And the mystic thing is, Bob Marley come, you know, who this is, Bob Marley is the light to most people shine on. Show us he come from a white parents and a black mother. I mean, we can discriminate. And you see how they embrace it. You have to watch yourself. And not just listen to the reggae music, listen to what he tell us. Because we're about, again, the same spirit of Christ. Christ manifests in us and speak. They say when people think about Jesus, no, I listen to. You say, listen, good. Then we see the sheep know the voice of the shepherd. I mean, anybody talking righteousness and truth, and you're conscious enough, no matter what denomination you're from, what type of religion, what you believe, it's the truth we have to follow. And then we're going to have a mutual understanding. Haile Selassie teach us something. He tell us, a man's religion, a man's faith is personal to him. Don't mess with nobody's religion, don't mess with nobody's faith. But see what we can come together and do for the masses. See what we can come together to make this world a better place. Because we all raise up with different. So when I see somebody, they believe in Jesus, if you got the reason about it, I know they believe already. I know they will stand up to their point. I ain't going to make no arguing with them. Because then we make them fool all of both of we. But I always the level and I say, okay, because if you're in university, it's impossible for a kindergarten child to oversee you. Till when they grow and reach university. And so is life too. You know, that means you got to always have patience and watch and pray. And with time, people will over the heights and grow. Because growing is personal.
So speaking of patience and growing, I'm considering Ital Shack. So, you know, it's the fact that, as you said, you know, it was started since 1998. You started right under the camp tree. To date now, I think it's fair to say it has become a landmark on St. Martin, where,
sure.
you know, I've seen influencers and stuff on Instagram, TikTok even. Yeah, literally post it to the point where even earlier this year, a Forbes article came out about,
Sure.
you know, Ital Shack, which was part of a travel review. So can you share the journey, you know, of creating it when it comes to, you know, really building relations with the community and tourists alike, but also the things that you had to endure for it to just become that landmark that I'm saying, you know, it now is.
Well, Ital Shack started when they have some Rasta brethren. Most of them used to come from the Caribbean island, come shopping to St. Martin. Maybe every month, every 2 weeks and so. And then they tell us, we are wrong, cook for us, yeah? And then so we start, yeah? A little bit food. And then it's just, you know, the spirit just tell us, let me start the aim and Zach, you know, Freedom Fighter Ital Shack, who we start, and it was a journey, you know. Because, you know, sometimes you have a business and you cook and nobody come. If I the stage, yeah, bunch of assessment, tax office on your case, don't want to see you grow. You know, it's just like somebody really They put somebody really to work only on us, to break us. And we endure. And then jealousy comes, some family want to come destroy you. They look in a lot of ways that you see the enemy attack the good work that we want to do for the people, and to make people conscious, to love themselves and eat what is good for themselves. Now, lately the word vegan is popular, that everybody had to come back to the same thing we was telling them from the beginning. But probably the vegan, a lot is processed.
Yeah.
It's not real. We're keeping it real.
Yeah, basically raw goods.
Yeah, we use
because I am very wary of some of the vegan products. Like, for example, let's say vegan fried chicken. It's either you eat fried chicken because then cause when you use the packaging, it says okay it's vegan, but then as you said it's processed stuff full of sodium, for example, to me. So for me, vegan is if you're eating raw.
Yeah, that's why we say Ital.
Like just exactly
Ital. I mean, you soak your beans. Use every.
But
herbs.
not the manufactured stuff.
No, because they're turning a business.
Yeah.
And
and then that's how society is.
But why don't you go in agriculture? Agriculture is the biggest business. Agriculture is where you can turn a lot of money. You just have to have a way to set it up and start the right way. You understand? But no, once they always, you need to depend on them. They don't want you to be independent. That's the problem we have. They don't want you to be independent. I mean, always they do things for you to depend. You got to go to the shop. I remember we used to go we say we're going to cook a pot, we go in the backyard. You understand? Maybe it's the only thing you need is some rice or something from the shop. You understand? But now, when you see you're going to cook something, everything you got to let me go to a shop. Because it's there we're getting everything. Because what? We destroy around our nature, our yard, put concrete, put some flowers that we can eat after. Well, if you plant food and things, they give him flowers.
And it will replenish.
Yeah, and you see the blessing. I mean, we have to start again. That's why people talk about the Bible. They got to study the Bible good, though, because Revelation tells us we have to go back to the beginning. The beginning to go back to the earth. We have to go to the universe, and just calling the name. Live it. Let me live the word, no? Word, sound, and power, and then we're going to see the blessing. Because it's all divine. It's all spiritual.
So, even with that, how has it been gauging what you produce for yourself, for your restaurant, and just even to sell to the public in terms of the different crops and stuff?
Now I can do nothing for public more. I used to. When I start in the 80s, people let me know, carry a big basket. Yes, from St. Peter's, sometimes pick a bus, good tongue, walking tongue. Good old times, man. Good old times, yeah? Yeah. But for now, most I have to build a greenhouse so I can produce my greens, because it's important to eat greens every day. But don't iceberg and romaine lettuce, no. Greens, real greens that you self-plant. They got the parsley, they got the dandelion, they got a lot of things. You understand that we grow in St. Martin that we can use. But it's not enough. The way Ital Chapter going now, it's not enough. That's why I give thanks for our Rose Garden and another sister, Juliana, and sometimes I call her Lupana, and these other people, sometimes when they have too much things, they just appear, who's supporting so we can continue our mission. Everything got to be St. Martin grow.
Yeah.
That is the mission,
Yeah, and
that's the secret.
Okay, and that's how you've basically maintained it throughout all this time.
From foundation. Yeah, that's why our food different. Cook on charcoal. Some of the food cook on charcoal. Then you get the real culture taste, it's all different concept.
Yeah. Now, Raz, one of the things that, made you enter the news a couple of years back was, a issue or situation where regarding that basically the land where you're at was under threat to be taken. Can you provide us some updates, details on that, and how has things progressed since?
That is now a little undercover. But I can still give you a brief because the truth is the truth. Okay, they put me now on a death end. Yeah, for the 26th of February. If I didn't have the money, then we went all Supreme Court Cassats in Holland, because it's my grandmother's land. And because some family members think they're politicians and they got a little privilege to get some education, the law, they can take it for granted and come and walk on the rest of man, yeah? But give thanks for the loved ones. Them always was their encouragement, give me strength. That they say now that if I didn't have the money for the 26th of February, they can evict me.
How much was it again?
300,000. There's not even money for you to share in 8 family members, yeah?
Guilders or dollars?
Dollars. But the whole thing they want is me, they want to destroy Ital Shack, they want to destroy, yeah? Because for them, they think Ital Shack is make me millionaire. Ital Shack is just a trademark that bless St. Martin. It's a blessing for St. Martin. And, well, my brother, I don't know, but that's why I tell you I believe in the Most High. I believe in the ancestors, yeah? Yeah, some says miracle, but once you got to go tired, you know, the angel still exists. That means some angel come out and tell me, no, we put the money there for you. Yeah. Okay, take it, put it in a notary now. Now, since then, we're looking now for the family, and they have to send their information to the notary for we to close this deal. I don't know what happened to them, if they start fight between themselves or what confusion they're in, but the notary didn't hear from them yet. And it's a few months going. I mean, for people you used to be in so rush, every time harass me, stress me, frustrate me, manipulate me in different way, give me bad name, like I want to thief something from them. And now we try to have a solution, and they as adult people and so educated people can even come to a mutual understanding for you to put this behind us. Because I doing it because my grandmother, you know what my grandmother do to have the property? Maybe she had to sleep on she back to get it. You understand me? I cannot leave strangers take it, so I mean I must, and as that is the problem we have too as our black people them. We sell out for vanity. We just turn like Judas, you know? And it's things that I want to be example to show other people them sacrifice for what your grandparents them do for you.
Yeah,
because some don't care.
But even too, you recognize how many has maybe bald or just gone down afterwards, completely realize, hey, sell your land and
then after
yeah.
How much people in St. Martin sell the property and then after now they regret it, now they're renting. So sometimes you got to rent by the same people they sell the property to.
Yeah, that's tough.
You understand? And some of them go away, they don't care. I mean, they just sell it and they live in abroad. You understand? And then all the trademark, all the blessings, all our ancestors, the blessings just go. You understand?
The heritage.
Yeah, all the blessings, yeah. You understand? We ain't got no more legacy. You understand? There's a few legacies. Some people them and they start to break them too. Like we have the Waters, the La Vegas, and certain people still the mayor, and they start to break them too. But what about now? Either Joe, either Peters, you know, we have a legacy too. I can just, the Hutch. My grandmother was a Hutch. You understand? I can just sell out, so. You understand me? I know I ain't gonna live forever on the land. I got to go too. But the honor is that I do my thing, my best, to protect what my sisters them work hard for, you know?
Yeah.
And that's a honor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand. Basically as well, you have your son who, you know, has taken up reins in a sense with Ital Shack, but also he has been pushing hard with his music as well.
Yeah, he had honor. Okay, now people don't know me, but I got 2 big daughters too.
Okay, I thought he was okay.
No,
I thought it was only.
I
thought it was only.
Yeah. I blessed because I got 5 grandchildren.
Nice, man. Nice.
I mean, I've been through the struggle. People try to break me down. The jealous, the enemy always jealous you when you see the blessing. No? Blessing in me, you got money, no. Blessing to me, you can see the goodness of your heart manifesting. You see, and it could happen that they still focus because it's a pity you got children and let's say you got to go through certain situation with them that it's embarrassing you. But when you got children that make you proud, you know, and then you give thanks. You give thanks, yeah. Even when I started getting, I was young, they thought it was I thought it was a mistake. People thought it was a mistake. But they come out good. I mean, I give thanks.
Yeah. So, I guess on a final note, with you still maintaining Ital Shack and doing agriculture, do you now implement modern techniques or ways, or just the usual traditional route?
No, the traditional. No, we have to evolve. I mean, they got a lot of new technique, things going more faster. I mean, it's things we can use all way to make water, gets water, and this type of system,
correct. Yeah.
Because without water, you can plant.
Yeah.
That's why only sometimes we can go in the hill when it's rainy season, because no water we can plant. No?
And then to bring the water up.
To bring the water, and that's why we need to unite and make it happen, because they have land in the hill that we can plant, but if you don't get the support to get water up there, I mean, it's not to blame the government, but if government can help us, they got now some substitute, some people giving grant and this and that for agriculture, but sometimes it's difficult for you to get it.
Yeah.
You understand? Those who get it still is just after they disappear. You understand? Nothing being done. You understand? I mean, it's got a lot of things happening that we have to build up St. Martin again, my brother, from scratch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because now we can blame the Europeans, they're coming in. You understand? We can blame anybody. But what are we doing?
Only but you have to look at, we have to hold ourselves accountable and look at what did we allow.
Yeah.
That's the key. Because in rebuilding, sometimes things have to be torn down.
Yeah.
So you get a real fresh start.
But agriculture, it's not only farming, husbandry. I always tell people fishing. I remember in the 80s when I come here, people used to go and jump on a piece of wood and go out there and fish. No, you cannot do it. Because Coast Guard will tell you, hey, you got to have all type of license, all type of things, or you can go out there. That means on the shore you can stay through and pick up 2-3 fish.
But even the ponds, and the lagoon, etc. Yeah,
all them polluted. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's we're going backward. You know what I'm saying? We're going backward. I mean, it's time for we to really. Yes, I need a revival. Let me get conscious. We always conscious people. We educate people. A lot of educated people. A lot of brainers. Like I say, a lot of brainers on this small island. Powerful people on this island.
Sure.
But it's just they have to start getting conscious of the true liberty. And just don't get because it's good. You're in your comfort zone. It's so no, because when you're in the comfort zone, you get certain people out there who not in the comfort zone. They will come to rob you. Let's face reality. We're creating criminals. Because if you can, I sit under the tree and you're passing every day with your attitude and your thing and so blah, 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 blah. The devil can just tell me, hey, because I know, I was there. You understand? Oh, you think you're bad? I'm going to show you who is the bad. I'm coming for you tonight. I'm coming for you. You understand? That is the way criminals think. They don't care with you. When their minds shift and they say coming for you, you can say what you want, they're coming for you. You understand me? I mean, we live it. That's why you got to be ready anytime. I mean, our people have got to know how to live with each other. You pass on the tree, you see the man, you greet the man. Well, now you're passing screw face like, just because you have some money, you got a little vanity. You create an enemy. You understand? We have to learn to unite again and show love, appreciation to the biggest, to the smallest, one love, and we will see the blessing.
So with that, Bushman, any final words you would like to share?
Well, the same thing, family love.
Gotcha.
Family love, and my brethren out there who just making children and in checking for them, check yourself, because karma, none of you can hide from karma. No? When you think you relax, you will pay for it. And the sister in them who's making children just to think they can hold on, man, stop the stupidness too, Have a little more dignity of yourself, integrity, and live love cover all, no? Because, like I tell you, your generations, a lot of young youths, maybe your age, listen to your program. That's why I talk this way, for them to think, Stop making a fool of yourself, follow fashion, Like we all know the style. Look man like Marcus Garvey and Martin Luther King, all the big man we always talking about. You think if they have to come in this time and find us walking with tear-up pants, with our ass out, how would they feel? This man has sacrificed himself to make us royal. You understand? And now look how we downgrading ourselves. Hey, it's time to rise up, time to wake up, no? Yes, gotcha. Blessings. Rastafari love.
There you go. So to our viewers and listeners, thank you so much for joining us on today's program, and be sure to join us again tomorrow. Take care.